Well, we've got to come back from the UMass game and get refocused for Toledo. That was just such a disappointing game, because it was a game that, of all the games this year, I felt like from a talent standpoint, we had a chance to, kind of one of those, you play your best, we play our best, and if we got a chance to win the game, we should win the game. And then you have 5 turnovers, you have a punt blocked, and they have all of their scores except 1 field goal from the 22-yard line in because of turnovers that we had. And it's just disappointing, I know. And our quarterback Dalton Williams, who has pretty much kept us in games this year. You can't say that we would not have been in many of our games if it wasn't for his performance. Didn't have his best game, and then a punt block, and it just led to the loss. And yet at the last series of the game, we still have a chance to go down there and tie it up and get in overtime, which has been about the case this year. So, I feel bad for our football players, especially. Somehow I've got to get our players playing at their peak, like they were for most of the game against Kent State. We really played one of our better games the week before, and maybe just coming down after that game was one. But nonetheless, it was a tough loss, and now we've got to get ready for Toledo. These players, I know the record hasn't changed from last year, but I do believe these athletes, these players have changed everything about the program, and the way they're viewed and the way they play and the effort they give. I said when I first took this job that when you take over a program that it's at its lowest point, which I think we were, there's going to be 4 phases you go through. You lose big, and then you lose close, then you win close, and then you win big, and you don't really know how long you have to go through each phase. I think we've gotten past the lose big every week phase, and we've got to the point where we compete and we're tight every week. And a little better luck or circumstance, or maybe a better job on my part, and you win 2 or 3 more games. But we're still heading through and positively in the right direction. Now we've got Toledo, and they're one of the premier teams of our conference. And but what better way to end the season than on national television against a top program, with a chance to go out there and upset a program like Toledo and get your second win, and the opportunity that we have. The players are excited about it. They were disappointed Sunday, but there was last Saturday. But referring back, there's not a lot of finger pointing when we make mistakes and get ourselves. There's not time for finger pointing and things like that. But anyway, we got our focus now on Toledo, and I know they've got a tough loss last night that knocked them out of the championship game, I guess, with Northern Illinois winning that division. But I'm sure they bring a very, if not the most talented team in our conference, one of the top 2 or 3 most talented teams in our conference. A quarterback that's multi-dimensional in his abilities, running and throwing. Defense that's very, very athletic and very fast. A running back that's one of the best in the country. And they bring a string of successes from several years past. And we haven't played them since 2008, maybe, or a few years back. 2008. We haven't played them since 2008, so it should be a little different playing the Glass Bowl, which I have no idea why it's Glass Bowl, but I do see it on the video. I've never seen it in person, but I've seen it on the video. But I've heard of it quite often. But anyway, we will. We've had good practice so far. The kids, really, the players, have responded well and are practicing hard. We'll have an extra day because of the little time off to get ready. We'll practice Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and Monday will be our Friday. If you're speaking football weeks, Monday will be our Friday before we travel, and then our day of travel to Toledo. I'll say this, since there may be a question back there, but I am proud of the performance. Justin March, I think, had 11 tackles in that game, 10 tackles in the game. Did an outstanding job on defense. Our defense really did play very well. A couple of long drives, and one ended in an interception, the other in a field goal. Every other score was short drive. But Justin March led the team in tackles, did a real good job. J.D. Griggs had an outstanding football game. Offensively, Marquella Sewell, 10 catches, in one game, and then Jawan Chisholm over 100 yards rushing in the game. And so we had some positive individual efforts, like I said, but in a game, until we learn, and you can see about where we rank in the nation in turnover margin, which means not only that we turn it over, we don't get many turnovers. We were 5-2, I think, Saturday. That we, until we can eliminate that, we'll struggle. But anyway, we're excited about this weekend. Anything can happen.
I want to talk a little about just the bye week, the process of the bye week, and having a couple extra days to catch your
Yeah, I
breath.
think our players have not had a minute off. We really had a little bit of a break after our very first game being a Thursday. You have a couple of days, but they needed a break. I mean, coaches and players need a break. It's very, very difficult to get through a season, but to go through 8 or 9 tough losses and to play hard and then get your emotions back up and to play hard and have a tough loss, it's grinding. And so the players got to get off on Sunday and Monday, Tuesday, and we didn't want to see them. They didn't want to see us. And then, of course, our coaches went on the road recruiting and getting out to our local schools. And then we start and preparing for Toledo a little bit early. And then yesterday, we started our practice back and got started. And so now we'll go for us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning. We ought to be able to get them off in time to watch football games Saturday afternoon so that we get our practice done early, as we always do, and get them a little time off even to watch a little football, enjoy Saturday afternoon. Sunday, come in, we'll probably have a chapel service here right here in this room, and then have our hour and a half practice that we usually have after that, and then they'll be able to be off Sunday afternoon. After that, we'll travel Monday over to Toledo. So it gives us a little bit of a break. You'd love to have it right in the middle of the season, but still, it's needed, and I think the players took advantage of it to relax. We're very sad. Our team, Micah Leo, lost his mother unexpectedly earlier this week, and very sad, tragic. Our players have been thoughtful of his family all week, and some of our linemen, I think, are going up to the wake around Pittsburgh area. He's from Pittsburgh area tonight.